Things to know before visiting Lisbon. 1. The best time to visit. The peak season is spread through the spring, summer, and early autumn months. However, there's also pleasure to be had in visiting during winter months, especially for budget travelers, as when the season is low, accommodation prices are much lower too, usually half the price compared to the peak months. The only compromise you have is to deal with the unpredictable weather. But the guarantee you have is the beautiful city of Lisbon around you. 2. Avoid bringing cars to Lisbon. If you're arriving in Lisbon by plane, chances are you won't need a car, as the city is immensely walkable. The public transport is reliable. An affordable Uber car service is at the touch of your smartphone. However, if you do come to Lisbon by car, or are thinking of renting a car, please think again. 3. Bring comfortable shoes. Lisbon is a city of 7 hills, and if that bears meaning to you, it means you'll have to be kind to your feet. Forget bringing heels or your shiny boots. Wear the most comfortable shoes you can have. Lisbon is beautiful and offers magnificent views. But to get to those views, there are some hilly terrain and stairs to climb. 4. Know the Portuguese basics. Portuguese are famous to be warm, friendly, accommodating people, and so hospitable that most people speak English as a de facto interaction with their visitors. However, speaking some basic Portuguese words would certainly enhance that interaction, and even win some respect and cordiality with the locals. 5. Beware of pickpockets in public transport and crowded places. Like most touristy places, it is quite unfortunate that such incidents like pickpocketing exist, and Lisbon is no exception. It is most common in crowded areas, such as in trams and other public transports, and in tourist spots where there's heavy traffic. 6. Avoid taxis. Use Uber. Taxis have a terrible reputation of overcharging customers and driving you through longer routes than necessary. Trust our experience. Meanwhile, Uber has a better reputation. These cars are known to be secure, with all transactions done digitally through your smartphone, making sure you're not overcharged. 7. Pay attention to the bill. Always check the bill and see if it tallies all the things you've ordered. It's common in Portugal that restaurants serve you entradas, or starters, such as olives, goat cheese, and bread. However, there is a rule that if you don't touch them, you don't pay. 8. Book a table if you can. Bring cash. Plenty of restaurants and cafes are flexible, and some places don't take bookings, and you'd have to enter on a first-come, first-served basis. But if you can book a table, please do. I suggest looking up restaurants at Google Maps, as usually the phone numbers will be available. 9. Avoid tourist traps, especially in Baixa. There are a lot of places, especially throughout the downtown area of Baixa, claiming to be authentic Lisbon or typical Portuguese, when they're not. There are shops and places here that, nonetheless set in old building, claim to be from a distant century, when in fact they're just remodeled to appeal to oblivious tourists. 10. Don't pay too much for beer nor coffee. You'd expect to pay €5 or €8 for beer in cities like London, Paris, Copenhagen, but not in Lisbon. Typical Portuguese beer, such as Sagres or Superboc, ranges from €1.50 for an imperial and €3 or €4 for a caneca, unless you go to fancy bars for imported or craft beers. Things to do in Lisbon. 1. Torre de Belém and Monument to the Discoveries. Almost fairy tale-like to explore, Torre de Belém has a much more hard-edged history than most of us realize. This alone makes it one of the best things to do in Lisbon, if you want to know more about its age of discovery. Perched on its own within the Tejo riverfront, it was built to protect the port and was the point where lots of explorers started their journey to the New World. Second, Santa Giusta Elevator. Although not as iconic as, say, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, it really is integral to the identity of Lisbon and a truly beautiful lift. Nestled in the Baixa neighborhood of Lisbon, Santa Justa gets busy very quickly, and often lines start to appear later in the morning, afternoon. Visit early and watch the city come alive. 3. Experience a candlelight concert. One thing not to miss in Lisbon is a candlelight concert that takes place right in the heart of the city. These 60-minute concerts are absolutely beautiful to experience within the stables of the Pestana Palace Lisboa Hotel. You'll get to experience candlelight shows like Coldplay vs. Imagine Dragons, which plays some of the band's iconic hits. 4. Explore Alfama neighborhood. Lisbon is a city that's made up of many exciting districts, which is perfect for us travelers to go and explore, but not so ideal when you're visiting for a short period, when there are so many to choose from. One place you have to visit is the Alfama neighborhood. It's technically one of the oldest parts of the city, even though it was originally outside the city walls some 700 years ago. 5. Ride Tram 28. This is one of the most famous trams in the world, and easily up there as one of the best things to do in Lisbon. You see, Tram 28 is to Lisbon what red telephone boxes are to London. It's a tram that you'll almost certainly see, but should also ride. The route of Tram 28 takes you through some of the oldest parts of the city. 6. Explore Sintra. Around 30 minutes from the city itself, it's an incredible area to see the historic palaces and castles that sit elegantly on the hills. It's easily reached by hiring a car or catching the train. Just be sure to book Sintra Palace entry tickets if you're not booking an organized tour. This way, you won't be stuck in the really long queues for tickets. 7. Start your evening with a ginginha. This traditional drink is a firm favorite in Lisbon and one you should definitely try. Made from sour cherry, you'll see it served all across the city. It's a little tart and might be strong, but well worth trying. 8. Visit the Monastery of St. Jerome. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is nestled within the historic district of Belém, where you literally can't miss it. Head inside to explore some of the awe-inspiring architecture and stunning history of this gorgeous place. 9. Head across to Cascais. Cascais was once the holidaying spot of the rich and famous. Imagine it like Portugal's version of Monte Carlo. Cascais is about 30 minutes by train, or you can drive over, from the city itself, and is a great place to chill out and relax in the town or on the sandy beaches. Don't forget to visit the Boca do Inferno, a great vantage point to see the cliffs and formations that make this region so rugged and beautiful. See the sunset at Miradouro da Graça. One great thing about Lisbon is that its hilly nature gives way to lots of little Miradouro terraces that have sprung up all across the city. Head across to Miradouro da Graça for some lovely views across Lisbon, and even Lisbon Castle itself. It's a gorgeous place to sit back, relax, and enjoy a well-earned rest. Well, all whilst planning the other spots and best things to do in Lisbon during the rest of your day. Overall, Lisbon, the charming capital of Portugal, is a city of colorful architecture, historic trams, and stunning views from its 7 hills. Known for its blend of old-world charm and modern vibrancy, it offers treasures like the Belém Tower, Alfama's winding streets, and delicious pastel de nata. With its warm atmosphere and rich cultural heritage, Lisbon captivates every traveler. Also, check the description below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe.